Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. It's real, it exists, it is in fact happening. And I know I'm a day or two late to the reveal, the information, yada yada yada, but I wanted a couple of days to just really take in the idea of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, to really let it stew and to let my opinions form of what I want and hope for this game mode. Now this video is basically just going to be a lot of opinions, some facts, some stats that we know about the game and what's coming. This is a very unscripted video. I literally just have a handful of notes that I want to talk through, so it's probably going to be a bit of a mess, which I apologize for. But yeah, I just want to talk about my thoughts with the new zombies that we are getting. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the actual game mode itself. DMZ is seemingly dead. It kind of feels like they've just killed the game mode, and instead they're now going to be doing this hybrid between Outbreak and DMZ. Kind of just this extraction zombies shooter, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate it. I don't hate the idea of an extraction-based zombies. Now, obviously, that's not been confirmed, but by the sounds of what we heard on the reveal from streamers that went over and were there at Sledgehammer and were spoken to about zombies, it kind of sounds like an extraction-based game mode. And like I said, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I loathed Outbreak. I thought that game mode was pathetic, but I always said it was a great idea, poorly executed, and I'm hoping, and I'm even thinking, that maybe they have now nailed the execution, because DMZ, the actual game itself, it's good. I know I haven't played tons of it. I know I uploaded a couple of videos here and there when it came out, but I enjoyed it. It was good. It was a lot of fun. It had a lot of really good elements, and if they can manage to blend zombies in with that, plus whatever else, it could be a banger of a game mode. They could have finally found that perfect execution, and we could actually have just a great, somewhat open world, massive scale fight. But there are a few things about that. One of those things is the players. Now the players is a big thing because there's going to be upwards of 24 players a game. That's insane. There's no other way of putting it. That is mad. 24 players in a game with upwards of 6-man squads. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. I'm assuming they will have some kind of way where you can not fill the group or whatever it's called, where you can just go in as a solo, because that's what I hope for myself, because I hate other people. Straight up, I just don't like playing games with people I don't know. So I really hope they have a no-fill option, but it's a really interesting idea, because 24 players, a lobby, basically, has me thinking they're going to be doing some insane events in this game. Imagine there's an event one day where there's a massive boss in the middle of the arena or whatever it is, and all 24 players are there fighting this one boss. That to me sounds great. But then in the flip-flop, there's 20, in my head, there's 20 other people that you're competing with to get the kills, to get the rewards and whatever else, and that I kind of don't like, because zombies to me has always been load in, pick a gun, or get whatever you're doing and just kill zombies, either try and get to a high round or beat the Easter egg. Whereas now, I feel like you're kind of in a competition with everyone else, and on paper that sounds really, really good, but I don't know how to feel about it myself personally. It's just a bit weird. I'm sure once I get my hands on the game and we play it and I'll like it, or hopefully I'll like it, but we'll then be able to formulate our opinions properly. But right now, thinking about it, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm optimistic, but I'm not the biggest fan of the idea of there possibly being 23 other people in a lobby with me whilst I'm running around with a 1911 trying to beat whatever it is we're trying to do stupid challenges and whatever. It's just a bit, I don't know how to feel about it, Now, yes, they are changing quite a lot about zombies. There is new things, new game mode, tons of players, but there are several things they are keeping the same. A lot of the original zombies formula is going to be coming into the game mode. So things like the mystery box, pack-a-punch, there's going to be wall buys, there's probably going to be Easter eggs. I know they've said there's going to be little secrets and whatever that are kind of like the Easter eggs, which I hope they aren't just what they're going to do for Easter egg kind of stuff, because even though they're not my biggest thing, I do kind of like doing them. Like, I hope it's not just, oh, there's a couple of like intel things around the map that's your Easter eggs, because that's kind of what it seems like when like there's tons of secrets and whatever else. I don't love the idea of that, but at the same time, how the hell are you going to do a 24-man Easter egg? You know, like it doesn't make sense. But back to the actual mechanics. There is a lot of the zombies formula coming into the game, which I like. You know, I was worried that it was just going to be like a DMZ kind of thing where you load in with whatever you want and you kill a couple of enemies and you get loot, you buy, you know, that's kind of it. You know, you buy your guns off of like buy stations. That I was worried about, but hearing they're actually going to be having the zombies formula like you did in Outbreak, where you had war buys, you had Pack-a-Punch, you had your perks. That's another thing, perks coming back. How did I forget perks? But like, you know, there's a lot of the original zombies goodness coming back, and I like that. I like that a lot. And hopefully it blends well with all the new stuff. And another one of the new things that they're bringing in is humans. Human enemies. That's kind of like the one thing I don't like. I really don't like that. Human enemies. You're gonna have strongholds, and I would assume like platoons or just like groups of human enemies around the map that you're gonna be able to fight and interact with. I don't love that. Yeah, no, I don't like that. It doesn't like it, that. No, I don't like it. In my head, that kind of feels like, if you remember back to Blackout when that came out, where you would every now and then there'd be like you'd run into like a room and there'd be like a bunch of zombies, and it just kind of felt out of place. That's kind of how I feel about the squads of humans, the fortresses or strongholds that are gonna be around. I feel like they're gonna feel out of place. You know, I just don't think it's the right game for them to be in. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully they fit in really well. Hopefully it's not just the player versus the zombie versus the AI or versus the human AI. I'd like it to be like the human AI and the zombie AI can fight against one another. Like, could you imagine how like if you can open a door to like a stronghold when you've got like a horde of 24 zombies behind you and then unleash chaos in this like arena or stronghold or whatever? Now that would be great. Whether that is a thing, I don't know, but you know, I guess that's just something we're gonna have to wait and see about, isn't it? But that is another good point that I have missed, is it's PvE only. It is only PvE, which is, I do like that a lot. It would have been really annoying if you go into a game and there's a group of 6 or 5 or 4 and you're all by your lonesome and they just run up on you. You've had a really good game and they just kill you. I do like the fact that it's PvE only. I'm sure there'll be some nerds that are like fuming over the fact that it's PvE only and there's not PvEVP, but I don't care. I like the PvE only. It's a good thing. I like that a lot. And speaking of old systems and mechanics, another thing that I am very happy to hear is returning is the progression system from Cold War. Or at least it sounds like that's the progression system that's coming back. During the reveal, watching the streamers, a few of them said that like there was rewards to be earned and there was upgrades to be made and stuff like that. And that to me feels like the Ethereum crystals or that kind of like progression system from Cold War is back. And I like that a lot. It kind of feels like the game mode is then going to have something to grind for. If you can like find these materials or whatever it is and you can take them out of the raid and you can then upgrade your weapon classes or your perks or maybe the Pack-a-Punch, maybe like your starting loadouts, maybe you can use them to get vehicles or something like that. That to me is really cool, and I'm really glad they've brought that back, because I always loved that kind of like MMO RPG kind of feel Cold War had at the very beginning, where it was like, I've got to grind to like round 50 so I can get like the best rarity crystal so I can then go and upgrade my tier 4 jug or whatever it was. I'm trying to remember back to like 3 years and I don't really remember what everything was. But like, I like that that's back. I feel like that is what's going to give the game mode a little bit of replayability, which I know is something a lot of people have been umming and ahhing about online, as like, I don't know how replayable the game mode's going to be, considering it's like a kind of extraction based, kind of like open world, Outbreak, DMZ kind of thing. Maybe you play it once or twice and it's kind of stale. I get that, but I feel like being able to grind those materials or whatever it is gives the game mode a bit more replayability. But another thing about the replayability that I've heard a lot of people arguing about or moaning about is the games are only going to last 60 minutes. Yeah, that's weird. I don't think there's any other way to put it. It's weird. It's weird. You're not going to be able to sit there for 6 hours trying to get to round 100, or you're not going to be able to do these mad challenges that take you forever. You're locked into a 60-minute game that starts with you spawning somewhere on the map, moving inwards, killing enemies, finding stuff, taking it out. Like, you've only got 60 minutes. It is a straight up DMZ-esque game. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm sure they will do something to where those 60 minutes feel entertaining and they feel like you've spent your time well on whatever. And like, the 60 minutes are worth it and it's worth going back in again for another 60 minutes. But it does worry me that, like, you do literally have like a clock that you're against. You've got to get in, you've got to get what you want, and you've got to get out within a certain amount of time. There's no like time for exploring. There's no time to like try new things, or there's no time to like really just indulge in everything the game has. And I feel like I feel like that could be a good thing, you know. Maybe having 60 minutes per game is good, because that way you explore one part of the map in 60 minutes or however long you're in there for, and then you go back again and you explore another part, and then you go back again and you explore another part. You know, maybe you didn't get to like where all the really good stuff is in like the middle of the map, so on your next run you're gonna spend your time getting to that point. So it's kind of like, I understand in a way why the games are limited to 60 minutes, but doesn't mean I like it. You know, like there's no, it kind of feels like there might be no longevity after like a certain point, which does kind of worry me. Like I said, this video is probably going to be a bit of a mess. I am kind of just rambling, which I do apologize for. But yeah, it's an interesting time. We have, for the first time ever, zombies in a Modern Warfare game. It'll be here in November. It's Outbreak meets DMZ. It's extraction based. It's 24 players. It's zombies. It's back. Kind of, maybe. Is it? I don't know. But yeah. I'm cautiously optimistic, is how I'd say it. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not getting too far ahead of myself. We do obviously have the main zombies game mode that will be coming out with Treyarch next year in 2024, when Treyarch finally release their next like main title. I'm sure that will be like the big zombies mode that we all want and we all know we're gonna get, I hope. But yeah, it's zombies. It's back. It's different. I like different. But will I like this different? I don't know. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of things I'm worried about. There's a lot of things I hope for. There's a lot of things I don't hope for. But yeah, zombies is back, baby.